Well, guys, thank all of you for being here. I know that you have this is a busy time of year for everyone, and you have plenty to do, but taking the time to hop on here and help your fellow CTE community members work through issues. Thank you so much for doing this, and we're going to start the update, and then we'll get to the main session here. Chelsea, can you see the big screen?
Yes, sir.
Look at Chelsea's got her ACT. Good job, Chelsea. Okay, very good. Here we go. So, welcome to the February 5th CTE Professional Roundtable. Again, thank you guys for all being here. We know that you have other things going on, but this is an opportunity, kind of one of a kind per month, to hop on and help everyone out. And we couldn't appreciate you more for just taking part of this activity. This is season 6. If this is your first roundtable, this started out as the COVID update, and it's been such a valuable tool for not only the members, but for CTAT staff too. I think we all learn every time we hop on here and we share and information with each other. For those of you that wish to participate without your picture being seen, because we do post these on YouTube, you can certainly participate with your video on. There's old Homer. Woohoo, it is February. Homer's happy and I'm happy because January's over. We all had a little, most of us had some snow days uh, in the past week or so. And so I agree with Napoleon. That's pretty lucky. For those of you Napoleon Dynamite fans, I think this is the 20th year anniversary of that show. That's hard to believe. This was probably my favorite thing that I found on the internet. One industrious person built this snow creature to keep the neighborhood kids out of their front yard. So I think that was very clever, very ingenious. And some of you might want to build that if we have another blast late in February. That's not a real kid there, Paul, but I think they just stuffed some pants like that. So no one was injured in the making of this PowerPoint slide. On a positive note, to all the blizzards and stuff that we had, is we haven't had any mosquitoes in weeks, so that's good news. And for those of you who know that Valentine's Day is coming up and keeping in the Napoleon Dynamite theme, nothing says Happy Valentine's Day like a message from Kip Dynamite. On this day, February 5th, boy, this seems to be Heroes Day because in 1934, Hammer and Hank Aaron was born. And for those of you who know, Hank Aaron is the true non-steroid abuser home run leader with 755 home runs. Happy birthday, Hammer and Hank. And Captain America himself, Roger the Dodger Staubach, Heisman Trophy winner, and Dallas Cowboy official quarterback legend, was born in 1942. Happy birthday, Roger, the winner of 2 Super Bowls, participated in 5. And another big hero, born in 1947, was Mary Cleave, who was a shuttle astronaut. And she was instrumental in getting the Mars rover onto the red planet. Happy birthday to all those folks. On this day in 1971, probably the biggest event that happened was that astronauts on the Apollo 14 mission landed on the moon. And of course, that was Alan Shepard, Stu Roosa, Edgar Mitchell. Alan Shepard was the first American in space, the only American to ever hit a golf ball on the moon, and the only Mercury astronaut to ever walk on the moon. Thank you, Alan Shepard, for your service. And speaking of thank you for your service, thanks to everyone on this for being a valuable part of the career tech community and helping everyone to work together. A special thank you to our board of directors who are really in charge of all programming in CTAT, and to the area presidents, because it's that area level where CTAT grows and where important things happen at those area meetings. To all the area presidents, we couldn't express our thanks more, and we look forward to seeing you at the area president's executive luncheon next week. Another congratulations to the District of Distinction. I think in our last roundtable, Paul Boff, our CTAT president, went on and gave a special thank you, and all of the districts, Chelsea, all of the districts that have been recognized as a district of distinction are going to walk across the stage at conference, are they not?
That's right. We're going to have a fiesta conga and we will see y'all from the stage at opening general session.
Open, exciting time had by all. And of course, all of you know that next week is our uh, winter conference that will be in San Antonio at the Grand Hyatt. You can put July 13th through 16th on your calendar because we are having a big summer conference in Fort Worth. And like it always turns out to be, it is going to be a big blowout without stealing Robin's thunder for later in the semester. I know that she has a big stuff planned for the summer conference. And then in the first week of June, Chelsea has us all lined up to go to San Marcos for the Law, Forensic Science, and Public Service Conference, and lots of good stuff lined up for that. That's building on the programming that we had last year and adding what the members wanted. So pass that information along to your law and public service teachers.
And Mark, if I may,
Yes, ma'am.
that conference, for the first time since it's been a standalone event, we're actually having call for presentations from our teachers in the field. And we have many leaders on this call. So not only are you encouraging your teachers to attend this conference, but my hope is that you actually encourage them to also present at this conference. Because I know teachers sometimes need that nudge in the right direction because they're like, me? What am I going to showcase? Their favorite lesson, their skills, things that get them excited, and they have the opportunity to showcase some really exciting things and connect with their peers. So super excited for that expansion of this program, and can't wait to see them in June.
And Chelsea, I think it's fair that if any person knows who the best teachers are in their district and have good stuff going in the law program, it's the folks right here on this Zoom. So that's a good point. Get those teachers participating and showing off the good things going across the state. Thank you, Chelsea. And so this next week at the leadership conference, Area 7 CTAT group is sponsoring the boat rides. And I know we saw Amy Massey on here earlier. Miss Massey, do you mind talking a little bit about the boat rides?
Yes, sir. We're extremely excited to welcome everyone into San Antonio. The weather looks to be very nice. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be from 4:30 to 5:30 on Monday. Pickup will be downstairs near the Ruth Chris Steakhouse out on the Riverwalk. It's free to anybody that can attend, and we did some rearranging, and we're able to get 75 people onto the boat. So really excited to be able to offer this opportunity, and thank you to our business sponsors that helps make this possible. But bring your friends out, free event. We've got flower crowns, sombreros. It's going to be a really fun event. Learn a little bit about the downtown Riverwalk history while you're there.
Miss Massey, this may be the best weather we've had in years at February. And not that I'm cheap or anything, but I know that that is not an inexpensive deal to get on there and ride the boat ride. So this is quite the value, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We're very excited to be able to do this for everyone.
Well, thanks to you and all of the Area 17 for putting that together. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
All right. Looking forward to the free boat rides, and thanks to all of the Area 7 folks. Just real quick about the area trainings. We have two left we have counselor training, campus coach training that will be available in the Valley for the first time ever. CTAT's going to the Valley, and that will be at South Texas ISD on March 25th. That's a pretty quick, cheap little plane ride down to Harlingen, and we're certainly looking forward to visiting the folks down there. Also, we've been inundated with requests for the TASBO plus CTAT, CTE plus finance plus PEAMS training. That's going to be April 7th at Northwest ISD up in Judson, just north Fort Worth. And thanks to Kelly Henderson and her team. I do know that if you haven't been in the past year and a half or so, or 2 years, there's been a lot of changes made in this. And of course, the PEAMS being the best, student-run businesses. And so we're really looking forward to this. Becky Estrada is going to be back presenting at this conference. She had to miss a couple, so we're fired up about this. And if you get a chance, make this training if possible. Again, all of the programs that go year round, the Roundtable, the Next Gen, and of course, Leadership CTAT, every event that we've discussed can be registered for and find out more right on the ctat.org website on the events page. And now we're going to turn over to the special features, and we have Robin that's going to hop on here and take care of that.
Awesome. I just want to congratulate everybody on CTE month. Yay. As you guys are out there celebrating, there are resources everywhere. You guys come up with so much on your own, and it's great to see the member forum just alive and well with questions and recommendations for how to celebrate and showcase what your programs are doing. If you need additional resources, there's a bunch on the ACTE website if you'd like to pull anything from there. If you happen to like our backgrounds and feel inspired to do the same, hopefully you don't have too many Zoom meetings, but if you do, it's a good chance to highlight that. For our District of Distinction recipients, starting this summer, we will have a special pin, a metal pin that you can wear on your clothing, on your apparel, for you and your staff as you are representing yourself and your CTE programs. So that's not, you don't have to carry around a cape or a banner. We'll give you a pin that you can attach to your lapel. It'll be just fine. But I'm going to pop some links into the chat as we go along, links to the CTE month resources from ACTE. If you haven't taken our legislative policy survey, it's time to do that because the legislative task force will get together on March 5th. And so the survey is open through the 13th. We'll also put up a QR code at conference. But if you haven't taken it yet and you have a policy issue you'd like us to take a look at, please go ahead and take the survey. We're not publishing the results, so it's all safe and anonymous. And then our board of directors meets on Monday at the conference. And the big items for their board agenda include, we're always looking at our financials. We have our year-end financials from last year, a few amendments to our budget during the current fiscal year. They will approve the nomination slate for our CTAT's next chair. And they're going to start a review of our membership categories. As the leading organization serving CTE professionals, they want to make sure that that our membership structure is supporting everyone that we should serve, all of our stakeholders. So they'll be looking into that. We meet with our area presidents during the conference on the 10th. And our area presidents, they kind of serve as advisors to us. Since they're with you guys all the time, we're always asking them questions about how our program's doing. Are you hearing about any needs that need to be fulfilled that CTAT can help with? And so we rely on our area presidents for that. We will be opening awards March 2nd. This is for member awards and image awards or impact awards for non-members. And so if you've got a great business partner, a post-secondary partner, wonderful teacher, new teacher, administrator, self-nominations are welcome. But those applications will go out and they go to your area president on March 2nd. So they'll be taking nominations for that. The District of Distinction for 26-27 will open that the beginning of June so that you've got all summer to work on it. So don't put it off till the fall because you're too busy to tackle it then. And we want to definitely see the needle move on the number of districts that we can recognize for this designation. So we encourage you to apply for that. And then finally, we've got some ACTE events coming up. It's not too late. If you're available to head to Washington, D.C., Allison Beliveau and Chelsea Reeves and myself will be there to hold down our Texas contingent along with our friends from our fellow CTE associations in Texas. So Region 4 conference is coming up in Arkansas, and we have some of our very own award recipients from Texas going on to compete at the regional level, including Peggy Nisha, who I see on this call. So we're wishing her luck, along with our new teacher of the year, Kimberly Longstreet, and Robin O'Brien, our counseling and career development professional. Wishing them luck. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Mark.
I think, Chelsea, were you able to see the content on the screen, or did I mess that up?
Now we're back in Brady Bunch mode, but I did earlier see all of the content.
All right, let's roll. Okay, now we're back on.
We're back. Yes, sir.
All right, so here we are at this is a document that came out that I saw on the Texas Register, and Rick Boo sent this to me, and Danielle Bay sent it to me, and many of you may have seen this. The Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations has put out a notice on January 26th that TDLR for all licenses will require applicants of an initial license to submit documentation establishing lawful presence in the United States. And where that's most likely to impact CTE programs will be in students that are obtaining their student permit in cosmetology. And I know that there's a ton of questions on this, but if you read it literally right now before we have any further guidance, then those students will not be allowed in cosmetology class because you have to have that student permit to even be in the class. So we will keep you updated as we have more information, but just to put this on your radar, and again, this is really new, January 26th, so we'll try to keep on top of it. More to come from the TDLR. When I think of ROTC, I really think of my time in the French Foreign Legion and how I enjoyed it. But there's a lot going on with ROTC across the state. And the questions that always come up, yes, the PE substitution is CTE and it is eligible for funding. And because it's level 1, it is funding at 1.28, and it will count towards the completer status. And one thing that we've learned recently is that completer status reaches back 4 years. So students that are completing the program this year and have been through 4 years and earned 4 credits will earn completer status in CTE. Now, at the conference, we have a great JROTC Q&A panel that is being offered as one of the breakout sessions. Allison, Sherry Bonds, Jamie Everett, Jason Hudson, Brooke, all of those have outstanding ROTC programs, and so you might want to catch that. And then to kind of clean up and offer all of the information that we want in ROTC, William Phelps, who is the statewide CTE coordinator in charge of JROTC, will be at the live roundtable at the winter conference in the Texas Ballroom from 4 o'clock to 4:45 on Tuesday of next week. So we appreciate William being there, and he's going to give just some brief remarks about JROTC, and then he's going to answer some questions. And I know that our panel members will also be in the audience and be able to answer questions at all. So this is your chance at this conference to learn all there is to know about JROTC. There's some updates coming. Of course, we always like to provide those. And with everybody likes to see Chelsea and Angie's dog, and I'm sure they're going to get along marvelously here on Valentine's Day and get along just fine. So Chelsea, take it away with the updates.
All right, here we go. You all received in your CTAT chat at the beginning of the month your to-do list. Please take special note of that and reach out to us if we can support you in any of those markers. Finally, program evaluations. We are almost fully booked for the entirety of the spring. So please reach out to us if you are interested in April, May, or even squeezing in 1 or 2 over the summer. We are happy to provide that support to you. TEA office hours, I got to attend the last one. It looked like their Zoom link was working. And I want to share that it's very informal. They're taking questions straight from the field. They have resources provided. So if you are wanting some insight, I would recommend it. I know Peggy was on the call. A few others were on the call. And I thought that it was time well spent, because if you had a question, they either had a resource and answer, or I don't know, but I'll find out. There is a course through CTE Learn that's available called Innovation and Creativity. We always recommend that you check out those courses. They're available to you, and you can register through the link in the CTAT chat. February is CTE month, and it wouldn't be without the incredible people that are on this call today, and all of our peers that are probably off advocating or in meetings or doing whatever they're supposed to be doing for their CTE programming and couldn't be here. But we look forward to celebrating with you guys next week at conference, and thank you for all that you do. The Applied Sciences Pathway Program is live. All information has been compiled into a document. Here you see that Gary Gates, yes, check mark. The Applied Sciences Pathway Program made it through. And so TEA is actually hosting a webinar, and that will be available to you. If you are an ESC staff member or a school district member, you can register for their virtual webinar, as well as there is a kind of a one-pager packet overview with FAQs coming, but definitely check out that webinar if this is something that you're looking to implement or if this is something that you will be applying for.
And Chelsea, they are in the process currently of deciding the rules for what this will look like at the district level. And just like the endorsements had to be figured out in rulemaking, so is this program too. So thanks, Chelsea, for telling them about that.
The Perkins 5 Strengthening Career and Technical Education for the 21st Century reallocation is live, and the deadline to submit amendments is May 18th, 2026. CTE TEA released new reports, and these are pretty interesting if you go in and dig into them. They're statewide reports that in the past you would have had to jump through a few hoops through PIR requests to receive. And so TEA saw that this was a need across the state, whether it be from districts or organizations such as CTAT that was interested in perusing some of that data to better serve and support or understand or implement things such as IBCs. And so those reports are available to you. If you go on the main webpage, scroll all the way down under resources, they're there available to you, and they're pretty interesting. Check them out. There are some new updates from performance reporting. The A through F Refresh Roadshow is complete. However, there are some upcoming release dates. So February 1st, there was the district to family notification deadline. And then coming up in spring 2026, there will be an updated framework for 2028 A through F Refresh. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll notify you whenever it comes live.
Decisions have not been made on how or if tiered IBCs will be incorporated into future A through F accountability, even though we certainly anticipate that.
Good point, Mark. And then your favorite postal worker that hangs out at the bar where everyone knows your name was wondering if a school should use PIC 22 funds to pay career prep student workers who are employed on a school campus. So typically student workers receive credit for a course in which they're being paid for. So the LEA should use other funds rather than state funds. And then keep in mind that career prep can be paid or unpaid, just like a practicum placement can be. So if you are working inside of your box because you are the largest employer in your area, whether you be small and rural or maybe transportation is a barrier, think through how you can serve and support those students through work-based learning opportunities within your district. Then CTE in the news, Floresville ISD is kicking off 2026 strong with the release of its winter 2026 Career and Technical Education newsletter. There were some incredible things that took place in this article, and just a wealth of just celebration and students doing incredible things led by teachers providing incredible things, all overseen by their phenomenal CTE leaders. So kudos to Winter ISD, or go back.
Floresville.
Thank you. Kudos to Floresville ISD in their winter 2026 Career and Technical Education newsletter. And then we also want to give a shout out to ESC Region 14. Jason Reeves is our ESC spotlight. He is supporting ESC 14, which is West Central Texas, through CTE at Region 14. So Jason, keep up the great work. We're super thankful for you and grateful to have the opportunity to work with you.
Well, that is fantabulous. And I think we are uh, back into the gallery mode. Thank you, Chelsea. Thanks, Robin, for the essential updates. And Chelsea, can we see everybody wearing what you call it, Brady Bunch mode?
Brady Bunch mode is on. Everybody look up, look down, look to the left and the right, wave to your neighbor.
I think I'm sitting where Alice was. I don't know if I want that. All right, very good. So very exciting times. The conference is next week. Lots of stuff to go over and ask. Anyone have any questions or comments? Uh, what's on your mind today?
Hey, I did see a question in the chat, Mark,
Okay.
asking when that Applied Sciences webinar is. It's on February the 18th. And if you're wanting to register for it, TEA CTE sent out a link to it. And then we also included that in our chat. So
Right.
check that out and have that available to go in and pre-register. They are making you pre-register for that webinar.
I'd strongly encourage you to register for that, even if you don't use it. Superintendents are asking about it. So you need to be at least conversational in what's going on. So very knowledgeable. It's a hot topic. This is a renaissance for skilled trades. And of course, there's a lot of ways to skin that cat. Probably the best way for a student is through a business and industry endorsement. But anyway, be very knowledgeable on that, and let's take advantage of the good PR that the skilled trades are getting while they have it. It won't
And you
last
can
forever.
True. And you can also pre-submit your questions. So if you have a burning question that you want to know and understand, you can pre-submit that. And from our experience, we've seen that if it's pre-submitted, it typically gets answered.
All right, fantastic. Any other comments, points?
A question for the room on the lawful presence. Since that started the 26th of January, we currently have students in programs that this will affect. Any guidance on how we handle those situations?
What I've heard so far, Calvin, is if they're currently in the program and they have a permit, then they're not going to go in and take the permit away. So those students will be allowed, but what it'll impact will be your incoming folks that aren't eligible, because those of you that have cosmetology programs know that just to be in the lab space, they have to have a student permit. So we're waiting for more guidance, and we'll just see. But
Okay.
That's a great question, Calvin.
And for the ones in the program, I'm really more concerned about, will they be able to obtain a license? They have a permit, but once they pass their practical and their written, will they be licensed, or will they just not get that opportunity?
Now, Calvin, I'm not TDLR.
I understand.
Yeah. But as you read the document, the answer to that question would be probably not.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be just, and I just use cosmetology as an example, but it'd be the same for plumbers, electricians, tow truck drivers. What else did we talk about, Chelsea? It's a pretty long list.
CDL.
Yep.
Yeah.
Christy dropped in the chat that it will also impact current students when they test. We currently have a senior student who can't register to test due to not having documentation. So we are seeing districts. Thank you, Christy, for sharing that. And so something to prepare for with your current cohort of students that are getting ready to test, as well as you recruit for that program. Sarah.
And go. I'm sorry.
Oh, I think she didn't mean to come off of mute. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, it's just kind of always been the case, but there's been workarounds for school districts, and I think that they've eliminated all the loopholes districts have been using. Good question, Calvin. Thank you. All right. Paul, any word for the masses? For those of you that have people on staff that are going to the conference for the first time, Paul Boff will be hosting a Meet the New attendee, and that will be early on Tuesday morning. Paul, anything to add to that?
Well, that will be, and I'll be joined with Mr. Owen Dixon to welcome those new folks. Just encourage them to stop by quickly from 8 to 8:15. And as you leave today, I've got a riddle for you. So here it goes, or a dad joke. So what happens twice in a week, but once in a year?
Well, I'm not even going to venture a guess on that because what popped in my head, I know can't be right.
Answer will come on stage at opening jingle.
All right. Robin, that's kind of a tease, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
Well, no matter what happens on stage, it can't beat the tremendous performance you and McClure did with the big silver hat last year.
Great Karnak is something hard to replace.
Yeah. I see Sherry over there rolling her eyes. I don't think she enjoyed it as much as I did. All right. What else do we have going on? Sherry, anything from the certification committee that you're on?
No, we haven't met in a couple of months. We'll usually have a spring session or a meeting coming up in April, so I'm looking for that information and date. I'm just curious if anybody's looked at that at the new proposed buckets, like you were talking about, Chelsea, a little bit earlier, the meets or approaches, meets, and masters, and it looked like in the past our IBCs could kind of leapfrog into the next bucket, and now they are firmly in a bucket. And so I'm just kind of wondering what that's going to look like and how we can provide feedback to, request a little more leniency. But I'm just looking forward to seeing everybody next week. Safe travels.
Sherry, I, like you and probably everyone else on this call, is like an action item person. And I'm like, I don't want to wait. Like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. I think the best thing we can do is wait to see what comes out, to then provide public comment, to then like give our recommendation. Like, I think we have to follow the process out, because I don't think that all departments yet are talking to one another. And so until that happens, I think that we can give all of our recommendations, but we're just kind of giving them to a blank wall right now. So definitely, if you have someone that you can have your voice be heard to, share your voice. But I think that we wait to see what is proposed. We provide public comment and feedback, and then we go from there.
And Chelsea, we posted into the forum last week about the accountability committee met and listened to all the proposal from TEA, and they made the decision that tiered IBCs was not ready to be incorporated into the accountability framework just yet. So that's what is putting that's what's delaying this a little bit too, is even the committee that approves the proposed is not settled on anything. So we'll see.
Thanks for the clarification, Mark. Sometimes you see stuff in a slide in print, you get a little nervous.
Yeah, well, that's when you see it in a slide, that's a good time to start thinking about it, because you know what's on their brain. It's just who knows. Miss Glasgow, Bella Glasgow, for those of you that don't know, she serves on the State Board Educator Certification. Miss Glasscock, anything going on in that world?
We actually meet next Friday after CTAT, so I'll be in San Antonio and then have to head to Austin. But to follow up from the last meeting, SBOE did approve the new teacher assignment chart. And so Associate Commissioner McLaughlin said that should probably be posted on the TEA webpage in March. So,
and Ms. Glasscock, that's an update to the Chapter 231 of the Administrative Code, correct?
yes.
Do you know if it was accepted without change?
Yes.
Okay. So what we kind of shared around at our last roundtable is going to be it has been accepted, and it will be published in March. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for your service in that role and capacity, and then supporting us in that as well.
And then, so really what's coming about on that, all of the new courses that were put into place for this fall will be on that new chart. So that's awesome. Miss Glasscock, did you not put a link to the proposed in the chat last time?
I did, and it was actually in the CTAT chat the January. I
Oh.
think Chelsea or whoever built that, it was actually linked in that as well.
Katie,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
And
you
then
can, the January chat, Katie.
Where do I find the January chat? Because I missed that meeting.
Katie, if you will email me a, oh, that's Miss Wayman-Wack. I have never seen your name really written out there.
Yes.
Hey,
Hi.
shoot me an email and I'll send
Okay.
it over to you.
Thank you.
How do you really pronounce that?
For you, Wayma-Wack, but Wawack.
Wawack. Okay, very good. See how they treat the elderly, Jason? They just humor us. Me. Yeah, Claudia.
Going back to that part that you posted on the CTAT chat and the newsletter that came out, for the tiered IBCs, does that apply for the 20% cap, for the 5% cap, I'm sorry, for tier threes next year? Is that also on hold?
No, that 5% on the tier threes, I think, will be in place because I think the point of it is they don't want everyone getting their accountability through the tier threes. However, this is one thing you have to remember. An IBC is an IBC. So once the student passes that exam, it's still eligible for reimbursement. So as far as capping it, that's going to apply to accountability. And we just don't know how that's going to come into play. But so we don't know for sure, but that's how they have treated sunsetted and tier threes.
And then Katie Wawack Weemawack, I placed that link in the chat for you, ma'am.
All right, very good. Any other questions, comments? Any questions about conference? Any thoughts? Well, Toby has been drinking tea for the past week, so he's going to be ready. I talked to Sammy earlier in the day, and he's going to have no excuses. So for you guys that love George Strait and wish you could see him in person, the next best thing is going to be in San Antonio next week. All right, Robin, anything before we end the recorded session?
We're excited to see everybody in San Antonio.
Again, thanks to all the Area 7 folks for the free boat ride. We're really looking forward to it. And I think that if you've taken the time to look at the agenda and see the presentations, that we may have never had a conference with better, more relevant, timely presentations. I can't wait. And I'm going to be buffeting a lot of those myself, just browsing and trying to get as many of them in as I possibly can. So thanks to all of you for the great presentations upcoming. All right, that being said, thank you guys for all being here. And I'm going to stop the recording session, and that's going to give us about 45 minutes, which is good YouTube content.